Hey guys, so today we're... We're talking about SAO! Okay. Greetings all who roam this world. We are the Quest Bros and welcome back to the Anime Lab. Let's talk about Sword Art Online! A series that fills most weebs with a sense of awe and wonder. And by awe and wonder, I mean dread and anger, because of how poorly it handles such a cool concept. But this is the Anime Lab, not the Anime Literary Club, so I will focus on the topic of today's episode before I go insane further. The topic, if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail, is about NerveGear, the VR/AR helmet thing that was created by one Akihiko Kaiba. No relation to Seto Kaiba, because their names are spelled different and one doesn't try to kill people, I think. It works like this. You hook up this thing to your cranial thing, and it uses microwave transceivers to scan the user's brain to send fake signals to mimic the five senses while also disabling their motor functions during use. It's like having a sleep paralysis demon just always there, only you can actually fight back with crazy anime sword powers. So Kaiba has this idea to make a VR MMO with the system called Sword Art Online. And he thought, you know what would make this game even better? Actual murder! So he set the system up that if you die in the game, you die in real life. And no one can leave unless they reach the 100th level and fight the final boss, himself. And we all love a self-insert character, don't we? You're probably wondering, how exactly is he offing all these people that die in the game? Well, it's simple. Remember those microwaves that the NerveGear uses to scan your brain? Yeah, when you die in the game, that helmet cranks that shit up and causes cerebral hemorrhaging and arterial oscillation. And if you don't know what that means, because I sure as shit don't, it's Dr. Latin for dead by exploding brain. And that brings us to today's question. Could the NerveGear work in real life? Let's talk about brains. This is your brain. And this is your brain on anime. Ugh. 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 You should probably watch something else for a change. Let's just go back to the regular brain. Much better. You have 5 major parts to your brain. Your 4 lobes and your cerebellum. The functions that the NerveGear disables tricks mostly here, between the frontal, parietal, and temporal lobes. That's where your motor functions, touch, taste, and your hearing are. Your smell and sight, however, are on the opposite side of the brain, in the frontal and occipital lobe. This means the NerveGear will be using microwave radiation, radiation, to target these parts of the brain, while allowing the other parts to function normally. Unfortunately, that's not how microwaves work. At all. The closest thing microwaves are used for in the medical field are for cancer treatment and medical diathermy, which is going under the skin and heating certain parts of the body. It's like how your microwave cooks the outside of your hot pocket and never the center of the hot pocket. Only in this case, you are the hot pocket. In fact, a study done in 2015 by the Department of Emergency and Critical Care Medicine in Tokyo, man that's a mouthful, on the effects of microwave exposure on the brain showed that as little as 3.2 kilowatts for 0.1 seconds, not 1 second, 0.1 seconds, over the course of 28 days caused cerebral contusions in the cortex. Granted, they were using rats, but structurally it's the same. And you're probably thinking, okay, then we'll add a time limit. Have it so players will need to take a break between play sessions so they don't turn their brains into literal mush. I mean, it worked for the Nintendo Switch. Look at Bowser Jr. He can't play his games like that. His dad put a limiter on him. Why you do that, Bowser? And you'd be right. That would be the smart thing to do. Except for the fact that they didn't do that, because they weren't smart. And most of the players were stuck in SAO for 2 years. That is 2 years of constant microwave exposure to the brain. Forget surviving the game, you're lucky to survive a day before your gray matter becomes a bloody slushy in your skull. Oh my god. My mom was right. If I play too many video games, my brain is just gonna turn to goo in my head. Huh. So let's get back to the start of this episode and answer the question of whether or not NerveGear is possible. Unless you have a death wish, no, it's not possible. Microwaves cannot read your brain and trick it into becoming a sword master. Just study the blade like a normal weeb, folks. It'll give you the same results, but with less death. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all our latest content. Also, tell me if you want me to cover any other, anime gobbledygook in the future. Don't forget to follow us on our social medias, support our Patreon, buy our shirts. I'm wearing our merch. You should be wearing our merch too. You'd look better in it. But also, don't forget to use the code QuestBros for 10% off at Robin's Nerd Supplies. But with that, we are the Quest Bros. This has been the Anime Lab, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye!